Hello, I'm Mr. Wooldridge, and today I'll be teaching you about the Delectable Digestive System. You may be asking yourself, what does this system actually do? Well, today I'll teach you about the many parts and functions of the digestive system, and I hope I'll be able to answer your question. First, we will start with the digestive system as a whole. It is called the gastrointestinal tract. The gastrointestinal tract is a long, winding 9-meter-long tube that is divided into several distinct organs. These organs aid in digestion and are located on the gastrointestinal tract. Organs such as the liver and pancreas are not part of the gastrointestinal tract, but they deliver secretions into the tract itself. Let's take the example of an apple. Not this kind of apple, this is not a computer commercial. This apple, and its journey through the digestive system. Let's start at the mouth, the beginning of it all. The mouth is made up of a hard platelet, which creates the roof of the mouth, and a soft platelet that separates the mouth cavity from the nasal cavity. Its primary function is both mechanical and chemical digestion. The mechanical digestion comes from the chewing of the food, in this case an apple, and the chemical digestion comes from the saliva, which has a digestive enzyme called amylase that breaks down carbs into sugars. From there, our bolus of apple moves to the esophagus. This 25-centimeter long muscular tube creates muscle contractions and relaxations called peristalsis that push the food into the stomach. After our bolus of apple pushes through the lower esophageal sphincter, it lowers into the stomach. The stomach then churns both the gastric fluids and food to create chyme. Within the chyme is a secretion called pepsin that turns proteins into amino acids. The inner lining of the stomach is in a very acidic environment and has to have a thick, wrinkled mucous membrane with gastric pits that release mucus and digestive enzymes that help break down the food. Although the liver, being the largest organ in the body, is not part of the gastrointestinal tract, it does have many important tasks, 500 to be exact. But its most important functions are to store carbs, control blood sugar, and produce bile, a liquid that digests fat. Though the liver produces the bile, it is stored and distributed by the gallbladder. The gallbladder releases bile into the small intestine where it digests the fat. The pancreas is also not a part of the gastrointestinal tract, though it does produce pancreatic fluid. This fluid enters the small intestine to further break down nutrients, as it also changes our apple chyme mixture from an acid to a base, as the small intestine does not have a thick mucous membrane to protect it. It also produces hormones such as insulin. Now our apple will take the longest journey of all, through the 21-foot-long small intestine. The small intestine is made up of 3 parts: the duodenum, which is 10 inches long, the jejunum, which is 8 feet long, and the longest, the ileum, which is 13 feet long. In all 21 feet of it, the small intestine is covered with villi. Villi are small, finger-like projections where the nutrients enter the bloodstream. Our apple has finally made it to the end, the large intestine, aka the colon. Only minerals, vitamins, and any other remaining water is absorbed here. Solid material that's left, called feces, exits the large intestine through the anus. Well, kids, this is where we depart. I had a great journey. I hope you learned something. This is Mr. Wooldridge signing off.